Hi guys, what's up? How you doing? My name is Calvin.
I'm Samantha.
That's my wife.
Yes.
Welcome to Hadithi. So first things first, we'd just like to thank you guys for getting us to 1,000 subscribers. I mean, that was a while back. And then now to apologize because we haven't been posting.
For a long time.
It's been a while. And most of the videos we've only posted 2 videos this year. And they're all from last year. I know.
Not the gifts one.
Oh, the gift one is from this
January.
year.
That one's January.
Yeah. Okay, that's the last video. The last video we posted was actually from January. So yeah, just to apologize for that. Yeah, so the purpose of this video is just to tell you why that is and just to talk to you about how life has been. Yeah, how has life been?
Solid.
When did you leave for the US? October or November?
October.
Yeah.
And I came back January 13th.
Yeah, so I'm married to an American, yeah, and you know, I remember in my social studies classes, yeah, back then it was GHC. They used to say, what are the things that make a person become a citizen of a country? You have birth, you have marriage. I don't remember the other ones. Anyways, you'd think that if you married someone, then they instantly become a citizen of your country.
But leave it to Kenya to make everything complicated and that not be the case.
It's not just Kenya, it's everywhere.
That's true.
It's government. So yeah.
But Kenya, it's 7 years.
Yeah. So reality checks here and there, they are really hard when you're in them, you know. I wish you knew before the things that are required, but you didn't know. So anyways, as much as I married Sammy, she has no legal way of staying here except through her visa that she's using right now.
And Kelvin has no legal way of getting to the US currently. So it puts us in a very hard spot. I can only be in Kenya 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
And Kelvin can't be in the US at all. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. We haven't heard anything on the process of getting him to the US. They said about 2 years, so about 2 years from June. So we're coming up on 1 year. So
we applied for that last year.
Yeah.
That was expensive, or still is going to be expensive.
Yeah. If you or a loved one wants to be an interracial couple, it's the most beautiful thing to be a part of 2 cultures. But dealing with 2 governments is trash, and it is very expensive.
Extremely. Anyways, so that is sort of like the reason as to why I haven't been posting. I mean, Sammy was gone for a while because she had to go back to the US because her time was up in Kenya, which we've gotten to a point where we've seen it's not sustainable, and we've been trying to work on a dependent pass, which is an easier way for her to be here. It's a good thing, but it also comes with its own challenges because she can't work if she's on a dependent pass up until you can get her to be a resident, which requires a lot of time. And as you guys know, at least the Kenyans know that the government revised the prices of these things, and they shot up like 3-4 times from the prices they were. So, tip: if you're interested or wanting to marry a foreigner who's not East African, please work, find money. Yeah. So yeah, we're working on both my visa for the US and her dependent pass for Kenya here. So we don't have to spend time apart unless we want it, because as it is right now, after a certain point in time, Sammy has to leave. you know, even
For like a
for
while.
a while, yeah.
So it ends up being like 2 to 3 months apart, which is a lot.
Yeah. The first time she went for, was it 4 months, huh?
3.5.
3.5
3 and a
months.
half. And we were engaged long distance for 7 months. So thankfully, we don't have to go that long. But still, that was easier because we had never lived together. And now that we've lived together, even being like apart for 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks is difficult. So, yeah. I actually leave for the US in June, so I have about 2 more months here.
That would be the third time she has to leave ever since we got married. And I would like to say that it's one of those things that, you know, it gets easier. It gets easier.
No! It actually gets harder.
It
Yeah.
doesn't get easier at all. So to keep up with that, we've had to be creative. We've traveled a bit around to try and navigate through that, but it's not sustainable, as I said.
Yeah, so technically what he's saying is we go to a different country in East Africa.
Yeah,
Is it okay to share that? Like, does the government say
I think it's good.
Okay. So we actually have a video. We'll eventually post of the newest country I got to visit. So that's what we try to do so that I can stay in Kenya longer, is go see a neighboring country, which is also great for us because it allows us to travel. So, but sometimes getting back into Kenya can be a little sketchy. Like this last time. Depends on who you get at the border. Some people are awesome and super nice when I tell them I'm visiting my husband, and others are flat out mean. So,
Yeah, I mean, we're not the first, clearly, to do this. There's lots of people who are going through the same situation. So for me, I'm just sending out love and prayer to you guys because
we feel you. We get you.
It's not that easy.
No.
Anyways, yeah, so part of that means that we'd have to record a lot of content when Sammy is around so that we can keep posting when she's not around, or record separate content.
Which we've done both.
We've done both. But then there comes the next challenge. Technological challenges. When we began this, I thought, what's the harm? It's easy. You just record and post. And then I realized quickly that it is a lot of work.
What Kelvin's trying to say is that most of our videos have no sound because we recorded them in our car.
And CarPlay. So our CarPlay, I don't know, I was like trying to ask AI why it doesn't have sound. And one of the many reasons was it's an older car and some other things. So it's okay. So I have lots of videos, but because I was recording them when my phone was connected to the CarPlay, it's basically a mime video. So I based on the last 2 seconds, I don't think you can understand each other on that. Also, we do it as a team effort, where we edit separately sometimes, or sometimes we share the editing work, but most of the graphic work comes from Sammy. And when she's not around, it's kind of a bit hard to try and merge ideas to become one, you know. So that was like our apology for not posting. I hope you guys understand. But we've learned now the small things. Also, most of the videos I was recording in the car, the ones that had sound from other devices, also have music in the background. And we just got to 1,000 subscribers, so that means we can monetize our content. That brings about the issue of copyright infringement. I guess people are not happy when you make money using things that they did. I mean, I wouldn't
Makes
be
sense,
happy
yeah.
to be that way. I mean, it's my sweat and such. So, yeah. So, just a bit of challenges here and there. Um, what is the hardest thing for you about our relationship right now?
It's always going to be that you can't even visit the US. So while you're working on the marriage visa for the US, Kelvin isn't even allowed to visit. So it's crazy when you're coming up on 2 years of marriage and he hasn't even met most of my family other than my parents. He has over FaceTime. But then the other challenge is I get really stressed out when we go to a neighboring country and come back just because some people are not very nice. You worry about them not letting you back in the country. So, yeah, that's a little bit tough. What about for you?
Yeah, okay, I guess the biggest for me has to be that we can't spend time with each other like we want. Like, that gets to a point where external factors means that Sammy has to leave.
And that is the worst day every time.
Yeah.
Lots of tears.
And then most of the time I end up coming back home by myself. So I come in here and I have to...
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded bad. If you want to explain.
All the time. If I was white right now, I would be blushing. My face is hot. I did not mean anything by it. Yeah, okay, yeah. I come back here by myself. And it's a bit tricky. I have to adjust to living by myself, which is not the easiest of things. And I think the other big thing for me is the communication. Because when Sammy goes back to the US, then the time difference kicks in. So that means her day is my night and my night is her day. So she's asleep when I am awake and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So, but it also makes it easier to talk because you can talk our mornings and evenings. But I mean, when you live with a person, you're constantly communicating with them. Now you're not, and you have to fit in that with work schedules and just life in general, The other thing for me is not knowing or not being there for you when you're there. I do not know what you're going through over there, and if you're or when you're going through hard times, I'm not there to support you. There's only so much you can do through video call.
Yeah. For me, I'm a stressed out person, more on the anxious side, and the driving here is insane. So I realized, like, when I'm in the US, anytime like Kelvin's going somewhere and stuff, I literally can't sleep. I can't, because I'm just so far away. And it's a horrible feeling to think if something bad happened to me in the US, they wouldn't even let Kelvin come see me or anything.
Yeah.
And if something bad happened to Kelvin, it takes me over 24 hours to get to Kenya. So there's this really discomforting feeling when being so far away, just because if something were to ever happen to one of us, the chance that we couldn't even be there is an awful feeling. Which is also why we're trying to work on the dependent pass. So I'll still make visits to the US, but then it will be on our own time and such like that.
Yeah. So we've done a lot or a bit of content. I think I did a lot when Sammy was gone, but they were very sporadic videos. I've been trying to edit them to make them into a video, but it's not coming. It's not bringing. It's not bringing. We've also done quite a bit with Sammy since she came back.
Well, then I did that separate one too.
Yeah.
I went to Disneyland and I
Ooh.
wanted to show our Kenyan followers what Disneyland is like. And then, yeah, we've done some cool trips since I've been back.
Yeah, Sammy saw my grandma.
Yeah, for the first time. So that was exciting.
Yeah. We went to Uganda, Ginger, lots of monkeys.
They were really cute.
Yeah, they smell bad.
Yeah, they were disgusting too.
But they're pretty cute to look at.
Kinda.
They're weird. Once you're up close and personal with them, they're weird.
Ginger's really cool, other than the massive spiders. If you don't like spiders. Yeah, that part sucks. We went to Nyanyuki on a trip, which we also did videos about, so we'll show you that.
Yeah.
I got to see Mount Kenya for the first time, which was awesome.
I'm pretty sure for her it was the baby warthog.
Yeah, I loved the baby warthog.
Man,
And the baby giraffe.
the warthogs are ugly. They're still ugly when they're, I think they're even uglier when they're kids.
I raised pigs growing up, so I have a special place in my heart for the hog type of.
We listen, we don't judge.
And now, what have you been up to? What does daily life look like for you?
So we life for me since Sammy came back. Normally I was a carpenter. I am a carpenter, not was. It's talking. I am a carpenter. I do wood projects. I'm an artist too. I paint, and I'm also a Kenyan. That means that if there's a way to make money, I will probably be on it because I am not officially employed. I'm not like, I do not have like a pay slip and all these things. Just a freelancer Kenyan dude. So that has been it mostly.
How do you like teaching kids art?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Kids are interesting. It's awesome and hard at the same time. And with teaching them, I am learning things too from myself. I guess you never stop learning. But I do like meeting the different kids and their different abilities. I like seeing how kids think, because most of the first lessons was just, it wasn't a lot of skill work or anything. It was just getting them to be comfortable with creating and exploring color and ideas. So it was mostly a creative process. So I get to know how kids think, and it is really, really, really nice. But it's also tough because, man.
Where are you working at? You didn't say.
Oh yeah, I'm doing 4 places, 3 schools and 1 children's home. One school is in Kawangware, the other is in Kangemi, and the other one is in Mathare.
For those of you that don't know those areas, those are slums.
They're slums, yeah. Low income areas.
Yeah.
And then one is in Kayole. The Kayole is a children's home. So it's just good to like nurture these kids, teach them something. Also, with the school system in Kenya, it's something to say, but at least with the old one, from what I've been told, there's a lot of roboticism.
What is that?
Kids are made to be robots.
Oh, totally.
Like predetermined. You're given a function that is predetermined, and that's the only thing you can do. They're like put in a box, yeah. So trying to unbox that is really, really interesting. So yeah, that's mostly what I've been up to. I've also just been trying to hug Sammy as much as I can. Just to make up for when she leaves, when she has to leave. What about you?
I've been working on a website lately and business cards for the children's center that Kelvin is actually doing art classes for. So I've been spending my time doing that. I got to join the VMX gym in Village Market, and spend time working on my physical and mental health the past few weeks, or actually months.
My high school motto was mens sana in corpore sano, which means sound mind in sound body. You can't have one without the other.
It's true. So I've been joining the VMX gym. They have awesome classes. They have classes every day, and it's literally the nicest gym I've been to. It beats all the gyms I went to in the US. I have never seen one this nice. So eventually we'll have to do a day in the life when Kelvin spends his in the slums and I spend mine at the Trademark Hotel. So, two very different lives at the moment. But yeah, it's been great to actually work on my physical health. I've honestly, ever since I've moved to Kenya, a lot of things have changed for me. Food, dieting, the lack of being able to exercise. Where I grew up, there's so many hiking trails, and I just got used to walking every day and things like that. And there's places to walk in Kenya, but typically you have to drive to them, and we didn't have a car for a long time. And where we live, there's not too many places to walk.
I have to say this, but how walking as a young, beautiful white girl in the streets of where we live is not the easiest thing.
No.
I mean, it's, even when I'm with her, you still hear comments, see people, so I can't imagine what it is like for her to do that by herself.
Yeah, and I have a few times, but there's something that I respect all the women here, especially in Nairobi, and I feel for all women in Nairobi. It's a little bit difficult.
Construction workers, what is wrong with you?
It doesn't matter if you're white or you're black, just women in Nairobi kind of have it tough, so.
And matatu touts.
Yeah. You guys make our lives hard. So, we just want to walk in peace. You just leave us alone. We don't care about you or want anything to do with you, so. Yeah. But yeah, that part is hard. There's this huge safety factor in the US of kind of where I lived, and I don't necessarily feel unsafe where we live and stuff, but it is different when you are navigating a new country and you're on your own. So, yeah, but it's all good.
I went with her to the gym this weekend. Guns is already coming, man.
You went once, you walked around half the time.
Yeah, only because I was trying to figure out how half of this equipment work, man.
Yeah, it's a massive gym, so it's really cool. They have Zumba classes, which I love. Strength and conditioning classes. They have everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what does the future hold for us?
We don't really know at the moment. We have something maybe exciting coming up, but we will talk more about that if it actually happens.
When it actually happens. It's something we are pursuing.
Yes.
Something that we strongly feel God has been guiding us towards, and so...
Yeah. So, it just might take some time, effort, a lot of hard work. So, we are doing that, but other than that, we don't know what the future holds. I leave in June, which is sad.
Yeah, but this is the shortest you're going to leave.
Yeah,
for.
I'll only be gone for 2 months this time.
Yeah, and hopefully by then the dependent pass thing is.
Yeah.
You know, because then maybe you can come back after a month.
I already bought my ticket. And my sister is having a baby, and I'm very, very excited to be there. So I think one of the hardest parts about living in two places that people don't talk about is you always miss someone somewhere. When I'm here, I miss my parents, my brother, my brother-in-law, my sister, and my niece. And now my second niece and grandparents, just everyone. And then when I'm here, or not here, I miss Kelvin so much. And I miss the life I have with him, and just there's things I love about Kenya that I like more than the US, and same with the US about Kenya. So then when I go back to the US, I'm like, oh, I miss Kenya, or the other way around. So it's it's always hard when people talk about like when you live in two countries, there's this feeling of like not knowing where you belong, and I totally get where they're feeling now. So people from the US a lot of times don't really understand like what life looks like here and the other way around. So yeah. I remember one time I told Kelvin's grandpa was from Oregon. He was like, "Oh, right above Texas." He's like, "That's a great place." That he was thinking of Oklahoma.
Yeah, for the other people like me, Oregon and Texas are not close to each other. There's a couple of
Geographically, they're not close together.
there's a couple of states in between.
Yeah.
It's I think it's the equivalent of Africa being one country. You know. Hi, I'm from Kenya. I know a guy from Uganda. You know him.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same thing as that.
To be fair, he got the O's right. Oklahoma and Oregon kind of sound similar, so
Probably.
didn't do too bad.
I mean, and he's never been there too, also. So
No.
he's just relying on his 1940-something geography. Kudos to him. I think for me, also one of the biggest things has been, you know, most of everything or most of what you're geared to is you're going to be told, oh, what's the word? White people are ignorant, or Americans are ignorant to us Africans or Kenyans. But being up close and personal, realizing that also us guys are very ignorant to a lot of things going on out there too.
I think it's just personalities. We stereotype people so much, and then like living in a different country has made me realize like there are really smart people in countries and really dumb people in countries, and that's just how it is. So we see it everywhere. We see it in the US when I traveled to Europe, when I came here. Every time we leave this country and go to other East African countries, you're gonna find people of every type. So yeah. But
Where is it? Where's that fun? Where's that magic wallet? I feel like I have to share with them.
oh, it's in my bag.
So when we were in Uganda, we were out. Normally, when we visit these new places, we want something to remind us of the place, something unique to remind us of the place. So we were out doing shopping, yeah, trying to find something to remind us of Uganda, and we were realizing that most of the things that are common here are just common there. There's not a big difference in things like that. There's a huge difference in how people live there. But the things are just the same. They have baskets just as us. They have lesos and kikois and African fabrics just like us. And then this lady gave me something. This. I held it in my hand for like 5 minutes before I realized I had something in my hand. I was like, what's this? She was like, it's a wallet. You put things in it. Yeah. Now this wallet can open from both sides. Yeah. And that's not even the cool part yet.
He's been on this since he got it, which has been like 2 weeks now.
I can't figure it out and it's killing me. This is 2,000 shillings from Uganda.
Which is like what, 70 shillings we found out?
Yeah, it's 70 Kenyan shillings. If you convert that into USD or
It's like 30 cents.
Yeah.
I think.
So, see?
You just put it on there.
I put it on there. I close it up. Yeah? And then when I open it up, it's tucked in there. Now, check this out. Observe this band, yeah? Observe it.
It sounds like you're doing a magic show.
It's a magic thing. They even call it a magic wallet. I don't know.
I think you made that.
I totally made that up. Anyways, it moved. See, it's on this other side of the band. I close it up, flip it, open it up, it goes back. Now, that's one note. Now, let's add another note on there. See, I'm not putting it in the bands or anything. Close it up. Close. You can't see it, but they're switching sides.
Here, if you do a different color note. Do a different color note.
See, they swapped, and I cannot understand it. So if anyone has any idea of how that works, please, I am very interested in knowing the nitty-gritties.
It is really cool. I sit here sometimes and I just stare at it and I try to figure it out. So
gets me excited every time. Yeah, this is the highlight of our video.
yeah.
Anyways, so moving on, we're going to share with you guys videos of what we've been doing. They might not be good because of all the technological things that I told you about, which mostly are my fault. I'm young, but I am old. I am young at heart, but technologically I am very old. I cannot keep up with these things. So anyways, yeah, but I'm learning slowly by slowly, yeah. So that's it for today's video. It was nice seeing you guys.
We didn't see you.
I'll see them in the comments. Hey, one other thing. We had this one video that people really liked. People commented. But man, people can be really mean sometimes. It's okay though. I forgive you. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
That's what they're called. Anyway, we appreciate the keyboard warriors giving us their opinions, but also sometimes it's unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, so that's it for today's video. Watch out for the upcoming videos, and just again to thank you guys for helping us to get 1,000 followers. There's a few people that have been with us from the start, man, and I want to thank you guys so much. We'll probably do a video where we shout out to you guys for being nice. Yeah. Anyways, that's all for today. You guys enjoy your lives, and I'll see you on the next video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Even the keyboard warriors, please let out what is in your heart. I guess some people just need to let go of things they're going through, and that hurts. Please, if we are a medium for you to feel better. I don't think Sammy is agreeing with that.
No, I'm sensitive, but yeah, if you feel you need to get out your negative comments to us, then we'll take it. Yeah.
I'll take it. Please direct them to me, not to Sam. Me.
The thing is, they were mostly directed to me, weren't they? So, yeah.
Bye from us. Oh, that's actually a nice way to show that it opens from both sides.
Okay, love. We've had enough of the wall.
Bye.